What is up, my awesome YouTubians? How are you all doing? So today we are going to finally start the construction on our Spaceweed, Space Booze and Space Dust complex. I have increased the idea by also wanting to add the Argon large and probably 2 mediums or 2 small habitats. So I would also need the food and the... what the hell is it called? The medical stuff and things for them. So we should also be needing to add the meat factory thingy station with it. We do have the magnetar. I am planning on equipping the magnetar at some point for sure. We will be using that to get our ice for the complex. Off camera I will be going and purchasing all the connection points from all the factions. Perhaps we can get a different style or something going. So that will be the vertical bits and pieces, horizontal cross pieces and stuff and things like that. I will need to go and steal the large habitat from the Argon and the medical and food rations. So I'm going to be stealing them, but I'll be doing them off camera. What else? Hopefully we have enough money. If we don't have enough money, I'm going to cry. But I'm pretty sure we can sort something out. So for now, I'm going to go buy those bits and pieces from the factions, and I will find you and see you all near the lady with the big bush. So, BRBs. We are here with the lady with the big bush. Everybody say hello to the lady with the big bush. Must all bow to the big bush. And we are going to finally start our bloody hell, I've already forgot what we were going to do. The Spaceweed, the Space Booze, and the Maja Dust, Magical Dust complex. Okay, so we got the plot size selected. I just dragged these up until like 4ish. I don't know how big we really need this to be. I don't know how far away to actually set this from the gates, to be honest, but I'm thinking what, something like here? I should be okay, right? Right? Well, anyway, I'll put it down. So that is the plot. Looks like we are okay in terms of distance. Okay, so yeah, we don't have any of this because this sector is not owned by anyone. But if the sector is owned by someone, please, you know, well, please just buy the license, because then they will probably attack your station. So that is that part done. Very good. Righty. I did make a plan previously, or something like that. But in this plan, I did not have the large habitat nor the food or medical supplies. So I would like to remove the plan. Thank you. Now I'm hoping that this is the side of the gates down here where my cursor is, you know. Hopefully. So I'm going to try to mark that straight away with one of these. So I'm going to place it. I'm going to hold shift and I just, you know, move my mouse to the right. We can't put it there. Why not? So we can put it there. So hopefully that is the docking area for the large ships. So the other part is like, well, you know, eye candy probably you might need to consider, and perhaps where placements of turrets are going to go and things like that. So I'm going to try to pop some things down, try to make it look good. Pretty much you have to go by the connectors, and some of these stations, they have connections, like as you can see that green line, it only has a connector on that left side underneath. and it can only be fitted on top of something. So you can't rotate this upside down to fit it underneath, and so on and so forth like that. So that's one of my gripes with construction. As you can see, this one only has one connection point on the underneath, and it will only snap to that. I don't know how the medical supply is. The medical supply also has one connection like that as well. And the food ration also has, well, food ration has two connection points. So if we, as an example, I just click just to place it in our area. I'm holding shift and I'm going to turn shift so it's like that. And as you can see, we have another connection point so that we can slot it in the back of our pier here. Not that I want to do that right now. So I'm gonna mess around a bit here, try to sort out something that looks good. I'm thinking of having two of the Spacefuel, Spaceweed and Maja Dust as a final product. I hope that's not going to be like an overkill, that we saturate the market or something like that, but we shall see. And as you can see, that the food rations, it gives us this amount of food, and it needs these items for it to run. So yeah, I mean, this to me is still very new. Honestly, I'm just really worried about turret placement and eye candy, really. So I'm gonna carry on. Okay, so what I've done so far is I've just laid down all the bits and pieces that we need. I have yet to put the habitats, and the probably two of these as well, and also the 3 storage modules. So as you can see, it is a bit of a pain in the neck to try to place something down here. Anyway, let us see what we can come up with that is going to look good, and then I don't know what we're going to do about defenses, or if I'm just overthinking. And it is an absolute pain to select something. It's a pain in the neck, man. It's really bad. So I'm thinking, if we're going to use like this cross piece here, then we should use all of the Paranids connector types. At least that's my thought. This is the Taladi, I believe. And this is our Argon stuff. So Argon, really, they don't have a lot in terms of connectors. And we can't use a horizontal one and place it vertically, which is a bit of a pain. I really have no idea how I'm going to record doing this part of it. So our workforce capacity with the large habitat is not enough. We need about 1,300 or 1,400 from the calculator that I've found online. I hope I leave a link to that in the description below. If I don't, please call me a noob and tell me to stuff it in there. So we might do that and this, which is still not enough. That's 1,000, and that is 250. So we could do that. we've got a large dock. Our three storage types is underneath it, like down here. Just, you know, for sort of like a logical kind of look, I guess. From the docking bay, you got the corridor, the large habitat, a docking, and the small ones. Or we could put the small ones here, and the dockings on the side. Yeah, we'll do that. So I'll pull. Oh god. So we could have it like that. Our large dock, our three things down the bottom there. And our habitats. So we've got the small, the large, the small. The smalls give 250 each, the large gives 100, and we need 1,347. I don't think that's going to work because these two are clipping into each other. It's kind of a drag. Right, we are down to our last piece. I really have no idea where I'm going to put it because it's not going to look right and it's going to be eating away at my OCD saying, yeah, I'm kind of offset and there is only one of me. This isn't going to be good. Not good at all. Come here. Obviously, I'm using way too many connectors. I'm pretty sure that if you were trying to judge this building by efficiency, it will probably be 0. With all the money that I am spending on connection parts. Is that the water production? Can I take said water production? And I want to rotate said water production like so. That seems balanced. I know you guys probably cannot see anything because even I am having difficulties looking at this. But I think that is the idea. What I don't know offhand is how much food and medicine do we need for 1,500 peoples. So I suppose if we did want to add defensive structures, we could probably put one of the argon. Oh, I know you can't see anything. This is one of the docks here, so we could probably pull out one of the argon bridges, or one of these bridges, pull it out, and have another one here. Apart from that, I don't know. Probably can go over the side as well, another two, so we could have another two there and there. On the rear, we have some space to pull out, you know, some more either bridges or whatever. But I am really not going to think about the defense side of things for now. Well, mind you, we could put... Can we put that there? Can I turn this? So we could do that down there. Something like that, just to join those up. Just for eye candy's sake, I guess. But yeah, oh Christ, oh God. Later on, I think we could probably put one of those, what is it, the Argon command thingy-me-doodles for the defense structures, I believe. Or something of the sort. There's a defensive thingy for the defense platforms. So that is that one. I am going to save on here. I think off camera, I'm just going to try to go through the same process again, but using the Paranid connections. And see how that goes. I've saved it so we can always, you know, load that up again at any time. So I'm going to BRB. Hopefully I have spared Oi. I'm sounding like a bloody farmer lately. Oi will probably do a little speedy up of this, I hope. If you haven't seen me putting it together, then that's because it came out absolutely crap on the footage. Because, like I said, I can barely see what I'm doing with these, so I don't know how that's going to turn out on the YouTube. But I hope you did get the gist, or at least I've showed you some parts so you get the gist of how these things connect, and that you cannot turn something that is horizontal vertical, which really sucks. So we can't get this base 3 here and rotate it vertically like that on any of the parts, which is really sucky. So that is that for now. I'm going to fart around a little bit more, and then I'll bring you guys back when we will be doing the build. So BRBs. Okay, so I have been fiddling around with the Paranid connectors, but I couldn't really find any sort of layout that I liked, and it was going to take a lot of time again, so we're going to stay with this one for now. I have added a meat production facility so we can, you know, feed our people with the food plant, which is, oh God, somewhere here, food rationing plant, and obviously we have the medical supply. These two, the medical supply and the one food rationing production, should be enough per cycle for 1,500. It should provide actually quite a bit more than we need. So that is quite good. If we need to expand our storage, I believe we can without too much hassle. I'm just having issues with this camera to pan around stuff. But if we wanted another container, we could just bring another cross piece down here right under it and put another container under our first containers, in theory. In terms of defense, well, I have no idea. Hopefully you guys can help me out with that. So that is the plan sorted out. God, I hope we haven't forgotten anything. So I guess it's time to start building. I don't know if we are able to share plans with each other. I don't know where these are saved yet, but I'll try and have a look. Do we need to do this for now? I am assuming not. Okay, so hopefully the dock is facing the gate. If not, I am going to cry. So I'm going to confirm module changes. And something has not happened. So it looks like the dock is facing there, so we have to rotate. So if it's facing, so we have to rotate it that way. And we need to move you. That way. I am assuming. Something like that. Let's see. Confirm module changes. And no, our dock is still facing. What in the balls? Okay, so what I've done was I've reloaded my game. And so I reloaded my game and I set this up again. I then loaded the plan that we made. This is the one with the meat production. Yes, it is. And it has sorted it out, facing the right way. So I don't know why there was so much, nonsense to get it to rotate over here at the end of it. But what I do know is we need 47 million to get this thing up and running. So that has really pissed all over this episode, because I honestly thought we were going to have enough. Well, here we go. We need to get that 47 million, so might as well start to do some of this good stuff. Alright, so that one is that. I was hoping that we could run into some SCA destroyers. It doesn't look like it. Alright, so I set up the Magnetar and got her to mine some Nevidium. These are manual trade runs, because our pilot skill was pretty low. This is currently a voiceover because for some reason I unplugged the mic, plugged it back in again, and I didn't notice it wasn't recording the sound. So as you can see, that is where I was mining, and what I done was, once we weren't getting like 1.5 million per run, then I sent her to mine in other locations for the other factions, netting us about 1 million something every time. So that is how we built up the money that we needed to start our build. I did a couple of piracy runs as well, but they were just too slow and a bit brain numbing at the time. And so we were finally ready, finally had enough money and all the stuff and things were ready so we can build. All we needed to find was a constructor, and pretty much go to sleep until it arrived. As it was quite, well, it wasn't that far away, but it still took a goddamn age to arrive. At some point I noticed we actually needed about 50 million and not the 47 that it said. But you'll notice that I decreased the global price to about 30%. I think we probably could have got it lower. So yeah, the traders, they didn't mind the 30%. As you can see, they're all starting to list up, bringing us the stuff and things that we need for our construction. This is one of the things that I also found interesting in this build, that whenever you build something, one of these are automatically placed, and the traders or your transports, they'll bring the stuff and they will dump it all in here, and you'll see this filling up with, like, you know, containers, and all the traders circling around here dropping off the parts and stuff that we need for the build. And I found that quite, you know, quite neat. I really like this idea. And there it is, all lit up and shiny. After all that time. So yeah, I was pretty happy at the time. I was also half dead because it was really late. I couldn't talk that much either. So we have a little flyby. Now don't forget, we have our magnetar. It was still mining Nevidium at the time. It skilled up enough with the manual runs that I was doing during the build phase of this, so that's why it was a bit choppy. It was a bit choppy because I was going into the map screen, sorting some bits and pieces out, sending our magnetar off to another sector once we weren't getting a full 1,500,000 for each Nevidium run. So yeah, she skilled up. So now she was on auto mine for Nevidium. I obviously sorted her out and put her to work for our station here. We ended up with about 21 million again during the whole time that it took to build the station. So with our other two traders, our other miners, and obviously that one doing the Nevidium runs. I did end up buying another magnetar. And I also set her up to get ice for our station. So for now, my awesome YouTubians, I am going to leave this here. Remember, if you have liked this or if you've killed some time with me, remember to smash that like and subscribe button like they owe you money. If you've had coffee, smash it as well. Or tea. But for now, I'm going to say take care and I'll see you guys on the next one.